good, BFM? This is Big Dome coming at you from Big Dome Productions, Beats and Feats. You know what time it is. It's time for another cooking video. As you saw in the description, we're doing gator tails and rice. A short story time just to tell you how that came about. My dad used to make this dish, and when we were small, he called it gator tails and rice. Us being small, or myself being small, I didn't know it was just any type of steak that he had cubed up with a gravy over rice. But it always brought back some memories for me, so I love this dish. But he called it gator tails and rice, and that's what I'm going to call it. But hey guys, I just want to give it to you guys today. But hey, if you like the video, do me a favor. Make sure you go down and like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, make sure you share the video. Let's get started with some gator tails and rice. The supporting cast is pretty simple. I'm going to start with everything except for the protein. We got a can of beef broth here, some milk. I use 2% milk. Some minute rice, nothing fancy, just some minute rice. Salt and pepper to taste. Some Lowry seasoning salt. Some vegetable oil. You can use olive oil if you want. Some minced garlic. This is something my dad didn't use, but he used garlic powder. And then I got one onion cut up here. Oh, this is a half onion. I'm sorry, big onion. And then the main protein is tonight is ribeye. Like I said, my dad used to make the gator tails and rice, typically with a round steak, but I thought it was sirloin by the time it got to my mouth. It was usually that tender. He cooked it that way. And then I'm going to add a few little bit of some mushrooms into this. I got some mushrooms left over. That's not something my dad always used, but I'm going to put it in there. But hey, that's the supporting cast. We're going to get started with gator tails and rice. Alright, we're over here at the stove, and we're going to start with our onion. We're going to put that in the skillet. Got a little bit of oil in there. Put my onion in there, get that started. Toss it around a little bit. Alright, we're going to let these onions cook down just a little bit. I'll be back. Alright, the onion's starting to become a little bit translucent. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of minced garlic in there. Don't have to cook it long, just to become so it becomes fragrant. Probably about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Alright, now next we're going to add our beef to it. Just going to put that in there just like that. Now when I cut this up, I cut it in little, about 1/2 inch cubes. And I left some of the fat on it purposely. The fat is flavor. You guys know from watching me or watching other people, fat is flavor. So, got my meat in there. I'm going to brown that up. Told you this is a real simple meal. While that starts to brown up, we're going to season them up. A little pink Himalayan sea salt. Black pepper. You know me, I love my black pepper. Gonna hit them with a little bit of garlic powder. I'm sorry, seasoning salt, not garlic powder. We're just gonna stir that up in here real good. Let those cubes brown up. And then we'll start making the magic happen, the gator tails and rice portion of it. Alright, once the meat gets to about like this, where you can see just a little bit of pink, you're going to sprinkle in a little bit of flour. Probably about 1/3 of a cup, maybe 1/4 of a cup. We'll see as we go along. This is going to start, we're going to mix that up here. It's going to start like our roux. It's going to be our thickener for our liquid. You see how everything is getting kind of mushy there. We're gonna let that cook for about a couple minutes. That should be enough of the flour. Let that cook for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna go in with our beef stock, a little bit of our beef stock. All right, so we're gonna go in with a little bit of our beef broth, just enough to deglaze the pan. Loosen this up a little bit. There we go. A little bit more. Starting to build a little bit of that gravy. Just a tad bit more. There we go. Yeah, now we're building some of that little bit of that gravy. You can see it's starting to, that flour starting to make it thick. We're gonna let that cook for just a minute, and we're gonna come back and add our milk. All right, so now we're gonna add our milk to it. A little bit at a time. We're gonna stir that up in there real good. Start to make our gravy. As that starts to thicken up, then you add a little bit more. There we go. Next, a little bit more. We're gonna let that cook and get thick. It's gonna take a few minutes, and we'll be back. All right, so it's cooking up really nice here. The gravy's looking good. I'm gonna add a few mushrooms to it. Not a whole lot. Just a few. You can see that gravy thickening up. Ooh, it's nice, smells good. Now we're gonna do a little seasoning to it. Just salt and pepper. I'm gonna start with my pepper first. Mix that in there real good. And we're gonna come in with some pink Himalayan sea salt. Mix that up real good. And I'm going to give it a taste and see where we're at. Let me get my tasting spoon. Oh yeah, I don't need to add nothing else. Salt, pepper is just right. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So I'm gonna turn this down to a very low simmer. Cover it up. When we come back, I'm gonna plate this up for you. There you go. My dad's gator tails and rice, just like he used to make it. Thanks, Pops. I appreciate it. But, you know, I can't wait to get my mouth on that, so give me a second, I'm gonna get my bite. If anybody knew my dad, we called him Old Man Jack. Old Man Jack's gator tails and rice. Let me give that bite. Hey Pops, this is right. Hey guys, give it a try. Gator tails and rice from my Pops. Hey, if you liked the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, make sure you share the video. Hey, this is Big Tone signing off. Peace.